What is it about the guy next to you able to score all these goals in big moments?
Yeah, he's as clutch as it gets. Obviously, it was a game of bounces. They got one at the end of the third there, and then we got the last one. But he's been playing great. Always scores big goals at big times, and we're going home with momentum.
Left side, front row.
Sorry about that. Leon, Calvin comes into this game. He's now 7-0 in these playoffs. What has he meant to this group, and can you maybe also describe the save that he made on Lundell and how important that was?
I mean, it's hard to describe. The situation that he gets put in. Sometimes they're not always easy, right? We're down 3-0. He's coming in. He's cold. It's not easy, and he makes those stops at the key moments that we really need them, and he's one of the best in the league at making the right save at the right time, and he's been nothing but spectacular for us.
Right side, front row.
Calvin, can you give us a thought on just the emotions of these playoffs? You come in, you're playing great, 6-0, get hurt, and then you got to kind of sit, and then you get a chance to come back into the game. And I also want to ask you about that save in overtime on Bennett.
Yeah, obviously when I got hurt it was frustrating. Things were going pretty well, and then Skins hopped in there and played great. I felt for him today. He came ready to play today, made some big saves early. We just didn't have it as a team early, and I think Knobber just wanted to switch it up. And if he was playing behind our team in the second and third in overtime, he would have done what I did too. So it's and that save in overtime. I was just telling the guys. I kind of read it pretty well, and then I looked in my glove and it wasn't in there, and I kind of heard the crowd oohing and on, and it was a good bounce, and then we got one.
On the far right, standing.
Leon, can you just take us through the sequence of the way the first period went for you, and the dialogue between periods, and what flipped it for you in the second, you think?
I think just intensity. We wanted to come out strong tonight, but they put us on our heels early, and we were kind of lollygagging around a little bit, and certainly not the time to lollygag around, right? Especially after getting spanked in Game 3. So Corey spoke up. Obviously, a guy that everybody, when he speaks up, you listen and you do what he says, and we did a great job of grabbing some momentum and then keeping it. We're in the finals. They're going to have their push too. That's a heck of a hockey team over there. But this time you got to stick with it, and I thought we'd done a really good job of that tonight.
Left side, front row.
Leon, what does that say of the character of your team? A lot of people were writing you off down 3-0 after the first period, looking at a 3-0 series deficit. Felt like the season's on the line. What does it say about you guys?
I think that's once again tells you that our group never quits, right? I think we believe that no matter how bad it is, if we get over that hump of adversity, we're going to keep pushing, we're going to keep coming, and eventually it'll break. And again, we don't want to be in these situations too many times, but when they happen, I think we're great at it.
We'll take a few more in the far back right, standing.
Calvin, not that you necessarily want these chances, but to Leon's point, when you make a save on Lundell, when you make the last second save against Ekblad, it's not the chances you want to see, but does it help you get in the game and feel like, okay, I'm in this now? Does it help in any regard to make a couple of saves when your club needs it right off the hop?
For sure. Yeah, I think when I first got in there in the second period, we really started playing well, and there wasn't much action there for about 6 or 7 minutes, and I made that save. I don't know, it might have been Lundell on the little mini breakaway, and kind of gets you feeling, better. And after that, it was pretty steady. They had some looks, but we had a ton of looks too, and our resolve was fantastic.
Standing on the far right.
Leon, with all the overtimes, you guys have now played the equivalent of 5 games in 4. It's mid-June. I'm just wondering physically, how do you feel when it gets late in a game like this one?
I feel great. No, it's a long season, of course, for either sides. We've played the same amount of minutes in this series, so fatigue kicks in at some point, but your adrenaline usually takes over, and you just chip away at it.
Last one, right side, front row.
Yes, this one for you, Leon. You said earlier when Corey speak, we listen and we do what he says. Could you share with us a little bit of the nature of the message? Because you're no rookie, Connor's no rookie. There's a lot of veterans. So why the words that he speak to you are so important and heavy?
Well, I'm not going to share exactly what he said
but the
right now,
message,
but the message is that he's been in these moments. He's not a guy that speaks up or yells at guys all the time. That's not his character. So when a guy like that, with that many games, that much experience, he's won everything there is to win. He knows how to win. When he speaks up, you listen, and it grabs your attention. So, yeah, he's a heck of a leader.